Hey, you guys, welcome back to Shine On at Home with Cindy. I thought, I never like go on camera, hardly ever, right? And I thought, well, I'm gonna go on camera. Oh, I don't have any makeup on, I'm not duded up. So I put this camera on and I'm sitting in front of it and I'm like, oh my gosh, ooh, no, am I this wide? I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it's the stripes, doing it. And I don't know. It's like, ooh, okay, if I'm going to go on camera, I'm going to have to start wearing makeup or something. Or maybe get a ring light. Y'all, I have a good camera. John bought it for me when I retired. And I have a ring light. I have a tripod. I have all that stuff. But for some reason, when I first started out saying I'm gonna start putting stuff on YouTube, I was like, if I had to put too much into it, I'm not gonna do it, But y'all, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun and it's pretty addicting. If you like to share stuff with people, And so I have that stuff and I don't use the computer. I'm not putting any of this on my computer. I'm just using this phone that needs to be upgraded, that's fixing to be upgraded. But y'all, I just wanted to check in with y'all, and I'm trying to figure out, do I need to do closer or go back? I don't know. This is not the prettiest, but anyway, y'all, just wanted to check in with y'all and let you know, I've been dropping these hints about my back issues, right? Okay, so I went yesterday, was my appointment. And right now, so far, which we're still in the beginning part of it, right? They are treating me for, it's a funny name, y'all, piriformis syndrome. For the hip, and there's a couple things it could be, but for right now they're thinking it's this piriformis, or maybe it's piriformis, something like that, syndrome. And evidently there's a thin muscle that runs from like your back, or maybe it's in the middle of your butt cheek, I don't know, but it runs, I think, from the back down to like your hip. And you have your sciatic nerve that runs all the way down your leg, right? Well, that muscle crosses over. Anyway, y'all, they think that it's that muscle that's causing the hip pain, right? So, did a little bit of physical therapy to try to figure out what helped it and what hurt it, But there's a twofold situation going on here. There's the hip issue, and then there's the back issue, lower back issue, which could all be combined, because I know for a month I've been limping. So, it's almost like one part of your body, if you're weak in one part, another part will take over for that weak part, So, I was telling John, I said, the back issue may have actually been a little bit self-induced. I know I have a little bit of a bulging disc, but it could have been a little bit self-induced from readjusting my gait and the way I walk. So, I don't know. It could be two totally separate things, but we're going to find out. So, I got a real strong anti-inflammatory. Took one yesterday as soon as I got home because it was a long day yesterday, and it helped. It did help, so I'm gonna take it every day, and it's just one a day, so it's nothing you gotta take several times a day. So I'm gonna do that. I did get an x-ray done on the hip, pelvis, lower back, and I'm gonna have an MRI set up too. They're working on that now, so I don't know when that's gonna be, but I was like, well, where did this come from? What would cause that, And most of the time it's from like injury, right? Well, you know, a year ago, a little over a year ago, I did in Mexico. I had COVID. We both had COVID. We didn't know it, but I was sick. I was so sick that, I mean, the last couple days in Cancun was in total darkness. Like we were sick, you know. So when our transportation delivered us to the airport, I actually was so lethargic. Like I didn't know. I was so confused and sick, and I just wasn't right. And when they slid the door open for me to get out, my foot slipped right in front, right in the big fat front, y'all, of that airport that was crawling with people, you know. I fell out and cracked my tailbone. So that's the only injury, like, to my lower back, and that was an ordeal. I mean, the medics came and they took me to a clinic and all this stuff, but I just had to get home. I had to get home, and I was in a wheelchair. They were good about wheeling me around, you know, every time we would land or whatever. So they did all they could do to help me, but that's been my only injury, right? So I do have a lot of stairs in this house. That's another thing that could cause an injury to that muscle. Prolonged periods of time of sitting, just sitting. And, you know, I'm retired. I have days where I sit a lot, and that could contribute to it. So, you know, it's really unknown. I don't really know what's caused it, but I think they're spot on with it. And I think it can be treated. And the guy that was in there yesterday, he said, you know, maybe some yoga later on. And I'm thinking, yoga? What? Oh, I don't know. I mean, I would love to do yoga, don't get me wrong, but I'm thinking I can barely squat. What? I can't even see myself doing yoga. But if it'll help me later on, once I get over this or through this, I would give it a shot probably, not to have to go through this pain again, because I've been dealing with this for like 6 months with the hip, and like a month with the hip and back both. And that's what put me over the top, you know, both of those combined. So anyway, I'm going to wait on that MRI, and I'm going to do what they tell me. So I'm feeling really good and really positive about the visit yesterday. So that went well. Now, I got something in, y'all, from Amazon yesterday. And I want to show it to y'all and tell you what I think. I've only had it 24 hours, so. But so far, it's doing good. Okay, so you know the ice maker in our refrigerator it didn't go out. It just wasn't working right, you know. It wasn't making ice fast enough. So, you know, we got a new one, and it didn't work right. And anyway, sent it back, and so we were like, well, we'll just get another one of those tabletop ice makers like we had on the houseboat, right? Because that thing is awesome. Y'all know, y'all have seen the videos I've done over there on the private Facebook group. I love that thing. And if you ever get one, I'm telling you, and you start fixing your drinks around your house with that Sonic ice, I'll tell you what, you will never want to go back to another regular ice cube. I mean, you will feel like you're mistreated if you have to go back to a regular ice cube. And so anyway, we were thinking, well, until we can get this figured out, we gotta have ice. So we went on and tried to order the exact same one that we have on the houseboat. Well, guess what? It doesn't exist anymore. No, I think that brand name was Czar. I want to say it was like Czar. I would have to look back at some old videos, but it was like ZSAR, I believe was the brand name. So that wasn't a thing. That wasn't an option anymore. There wasn't any more of those. So we got another one, and it's smaller. And y'all, this one, like the basket in it is not as big as the one we have on the boat. And the thing about this one is it has a little handle on the back because it is portable, right? I don't really like that handle. And I was telling John, I said, maybe it would be better if we took this one to the boat, because we're not at the boat as much as we are here, and bring the bigger one here. Like, I want a big honking eyesore on my cabinet. Y'all know how I am about having stuff on the cabinets, you know, that are ugly. You know, I like it. So, it would be bigger if we did that. So, I don't know. I'm going to try this out and see if it meets our needs. And if it does, we'll probably just keep it here. But yeah, it did jack up my cabinets the way I liked them. And I was like, oh my gosh, now I got to redo all this because it's too much. It's too cluttery. And then I was like, let's just put all the big fat eyesores together on one end of the counter, you know. And that way it'll just be one area of ugly instead of all strewn out, you know. But, and I knew it. I was saying it the other day in another video. I was like, that ice machine is going to have to go right by that refrigerator, and that's going to mess me up. Well, it did. It messed me up. So, it is what it is. Now, I got to quit being so dang picky about stuff that don't matter. So, let me share this with y'all if I can get up out of here and turn this camera around. I'm gonna try to, y'all. Let's see, how do I do it? Will it do it? Will it give me the option? Well, I don't know how to turn it around, y'all. Okay, but anyway, I can do it like this. So here it is. And so far, it's working great. It's not as loud as the one on the boat. And this brand name, y'all, I took a picture of it. I'll post the brand name of it from my Amazon. Let me take this towel down so it's not in a big old way here. It's doing good. It really is. And it's making the sonic ice, you can see. It's doing real good. The only thing, when John was looking through the book, which I looked through it too, and I didn't notice it, but he did. But like, see right there where it's coming out of that hole? Well, if you notice that, here's the little scoop that came with it. It's better to move that off to one side, because it'll cause it to, I guess, stop making ice or whatever. So, you know, if anytime we notice that it's like this, we'll lift it up. And of course, I only have one hand. I can't do it right now, but come in here and just kind of move this ice over. And see, the basket's pretty small. It's smaller than the one I have on the boat. But once I move that ice over some, it'll continue to spit ice out. So, I need a better scoop. I'm not really digging this little El Cheapo scoop. And I'd like to hang it here on the side. But until then, I had this little spoon rest thing. And I thought, well, I'll just put it here. And just keep it there. So, that's what I'm doing there. But yeah, it did mess up my counters, y'all. But what I wound up doing, I started taking stuff away. And I'm fine with it. I did have, you know, 2 of these lamps. And because I need them. I really do need the light. But one had to go, y'all, because there just wasn't enough. I didn't want them to be that cluttered. So I, got my ugly stuff down here, and then got my little lamp here, my utensils here by the stove, and then down there is the ice machine. So that's just how it's gonna have to be for right now, whether I like it or not. But I told John, I said, guess what is gonna have to happen in order for me to like this whole setup? I need you to go ahead and do my under counter lighting. Add that project to the list, because I need that. That will help me. So anyway, y'all, so far I am really enjoying this ice machine. And you just push a button for it to start making ice, and it'll light up when you need to add water to it, and it'll light up when it's full and when it can't make any more. And it's super easy. And I know that this start button here, you can press and hold it for like 3 seconds, and it'll take it through a clean cycle. And I know the one that we have on the boat, every time I leave the boat, I clean it out. And this one here has a little drain on the bottom of it, which my other one don't have. But I always clean the whole inside out every time we leave the boat. And I also prop the door open too a little bit to let it air dry for anything that I've missed. So let it dry out good. But I do that every time, so I'll have to do that. Now y'all can hear it, right? I mean, it has a noise to it. It does. It's not real loud, but this is kind of a big kitchen. It's kind of like, I would compare it to maybe like your dishwasher. It's not as loud as the one on the boat, but it does have a sound. I mean, you can hear it. You can hear it. This little fan here on the side, right there. Yeah, you can hear it. So, that's something to consider. It does have a sound. Now, it's not driving me crazy. Now, the one on the boat, it is loud, but again, it's bigger. So, anyway, well, you guys, I'm going to get off of here. But that is my review on this, and I will insert a couple pictures of the brand name of this and how much paid for it, in case y'all are interested in something like this. And y'all, I'm going to get around and do what I got to do today, you guys, and I will catch you guys soon. Love y'all. Bye-bye. See ya.